Welcome everyone to episode 20, I believe this is, of After the Bell here on the Casa D-18 Studios channel. I first want to thank you all. This is the first show, I do believe, After the Bell by myself that I've done since the live Q&A at the Honda Center. So I want to thank everybody for the huge feedback I got on that. We got so many views on that and so much positive energy flowing into the channel on that, directed toward the channel, that I had decided that either in San Diego or in LA at Staples Center or the San Diego Sports Arena, whichever one we end up being able to do it at, we're going to do another one of those. We're going to set up shop, we'll have the camera ready, and we're going to do that. And in San Diego, we're going to have a few of our friends there, from what I understand. So we're going to definitely have to have them involved in that, as long as they don't get too white shirt and tie markish, because that guy just needs to get off YouTube. In any event, not a live Q&A this week, because we've got questions already ready to go. But I do want to answer these. Some of them are out of date, so they're not going to get answered. Sorry to Extreme Animal 23 and to Warrior for Life 21 about your just after TLC questions. It just didn't happen. I apologize. Send in some new questions. We will answer them. This is from Jacob Easley. If TNA had hired Paul Heyman, would TNA be competing with WWE right now? Yes. No question about that. I said this, I think it was in the discussion last night after the Rumble. I don't think it was on camera. But we talked about this amongst the group of Rumble watchers, including Bruce and our friend Tyler, and everybody was here. Had Paul been allowed to come in TNA and do what he wanted, which is have Dixie just give him the book and like take it and run, TNA would be a very, very close second, in my opinion, WWE, not this big old huge Grand Canyon sized gap that exists. So much so that if Ring of Honor got more markets, TNA would be in trouble. You know, Paul Heyman is a creative genius, and if you have creative genius combined with financial key strategists, as far as somebody that can handle money, not like Paul Heyman, but like a Dixie Carter, like, you know, the people that run TNA now as far as money-wise, because money-wise, they're doing awesome. Pan Energy runs that place like a sharp business. That, combined with Paul Heyman's booking strategies, would help TNA tremendously. And he asked another thing, and it got lost because I hit the button by mistake. One moment. There it is. Oh, okay, how long do you think Bryan will be the champion? This is the year of the Dragon, baby. I'm telling you right now, he is going to make it to WrestleMania. Bryan is going to defend the championship at WrestleMania against, don't know who yet, probably Sheamus. Right now it looks like Sheamus, because he won the Rumble. Congratulations to Sheamus, by the way. I got a little pissed off last night on Twitter about the whole thing, and people are really blowing up the picture on my Facebook right now, which I've got comments coming in left and right. Sheamus, for what it's worth, is a tremendous worker. He's now won the Rumble and King of the Ring. Very few have done that. And if he gets a tag belt, that means he's, in my eyes, Triple Crown champion, because he's also been U.S. champion. Very few people have done all of those. So, congrats to Sheamus. Good job last night. Let's see. This is from Lawson Ricky 12. If you could pick one wrestler from any era to start a wrestling company with, who would it be? Thanks. P.S. I forgot to mention you for this, but I want After the Bell with Jeff Meacham and Renegade Wrestling for Cobroski of the Week. Woo, you know it. Any wrestler of any era to start a company with. You know, I don't know if I'd start it with a wrestler necessarily, because putting a wrestler in charge of the book of a company or in financial as company is not necessarily a good thing. And I say never, not necessarily a good thing. I would bring in close confidants, like a JJ, like, you know, the guy that runs Wild, Travis, like, you know, those people. I'd bring them in to help me steer my ship. I'd hire great wrestlers, I'd hire great talent.
I think that's the primary question, not who would you start a company with, but who would be your guy.
As far as like, who would I hire first? Like, oh, okay.
I think.
You know, that's a good question, too. There's so many guys out there that, you know, you can look at and go, I want that guy to be my world champion, my heavyweight champion. Right now, if I could rewind time and rewind injury about 5 years, maybe even 6 years, Adam Pearce. Or right now, Joey Ryan. Those two guys would be great focal points for a company, and I think they both have the charisma, the talent, and the ability to just get it done in the ring, and they have a tremendous presence on the microphone, and they could seriously work some shit. So I think that either one of those guys would be a great starting point. Mr. Jones 2210, Jeff, do you believe that Shawn Michaels is one of, if not the best wrestler of all time? I personally think he is the greatest of all time. Do you think it should matter that he only has won 4 world titles? I don't think it should. He went from one of the most hated in and out of the ring to one of the most loved. Every match he was in, he stole the show. Great shows, keep up the great work. I love the shows. Shawn Michaels, it'll be argued till the day that I die, at least, definitely, about him being the greatest in-ring worker of all time. Flair has called him that. You know, Vince has talked about that. All the guys that are working with him have talked about that. Shawn could wrestle with a mop, the old cliche goes, and put on. I mean, seriously, a lot of people say that Shawn Michaels had a great match with a ladder that night, and Scott Hall just happened to be there. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. Because Scott Hall was also a tremendous worker at that time, especially. He was awesome in the ring and awesome on the mic as Razor Ramon. Shawn is definitely one of the best of all time. Is he the best of all time? That's a matter of opinion. Do I think so? No. I think Ric Flair is, honestly. Frying Pan J0E. I was looking back at the build-up for Kane's original debut. I think it's one of the best and one of my favorite debuts of all time in the WWF days. What do you think, and what is your favorite debut of all time? Kane is definitely up there. Kane's build-up with the whole storyline of he was supposed to have died in the fire, and Paul Bearer called Undertaker a liar, and Undertaker calling Paul Bearer a liar, and the whole build-up to Kane marching down that ramp, or that aisle at Bad Blood 1997, and ripping the hinges, the door off hinges of Hell in a Cell, and destroying his brother right there in the middle of the ring inside the Kiel Center in St. Louis. Undertaker's debut also sticks out because we didn't know who we were expecting at Survivor Series 1990. That was my first pay-per-view that I ever saw. Undertaker's debu's up there, and he came in there and just dominated. Another guy that stands out is Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho's debut in the WWF was so built, so hyped. His returns have been so hyped, so built that Chris Jericho definitely knows how to make an impact, no pun intended, right away. Definitely Chris Jericho, although this time it's been very kind of He hasn't said much. He didn't win the Rumble like he prophesized, I guess. So we'll see what happens there. Hopefully this goes up tonight so I don't have to worry about looking stupid for after Raw. Jericho's definitely up there. Undertaker's up there. Kane is up there. Hogan in the WCW is up there. There's so many. Let's see. Body Slam News. Jeff, I was thinking that the WWE Championship has the bling bling look still. Do you think it's overdue for a makeover? Yes. God, yes. And as a matter of fact, we were talking last night about this. Tyler, our friend Tyler, brought it up that they were originally going to have a new championship. If you YouTube new WWE title belt in a video, there's a video of the new belt they were going to put out there for the championship, and it got scrapped. Personally, I think it looks more like an indie belt. It doesn't look like a WWE Championship style belt. However, in a perfect world, John Cena will end up with the championship before WrestleMania this year. The Rock will beat him, walk away with the belt off into the sunset, carry that belt with him. We have a tournament to crown a new champion, and that new champion gets a brand new design for the championship. That's what it should happen. Let's see. Do you think WWE should make special rules regarding the wellness policy if a big name, Randy Orton, John Cena, were to break it? P.S. Casa D-18 Studios for Broskies of the Week, Jeff, JJ, Staffboy, Mike, and Jade. So Broski and
Brosket.
The chick, yeah, there you go.
Brosket.
Brosket, thank you. No, they shouldn't make special rules for the bigger guys like Hunter and Orton and Cena and The Undertaker and Kane and, you know, fill in the top guy here, Punk, and, you know, all those. Oh, Punk's not going to do it, that's for sure. It should not happen that way. It should be equal for everybody. It should be down the line. Everybody pays the same piper. No pun intended again. I really think that everybody should be under the same rules. I think under the same policies. So no, everybody should get the same treatment. And it's Acadia MLS. As of late, there are many expectations that Danielson's reign will be a short one. In fact, there's a tendency that this time of year, between the Survivor Series and the Rumble just passed, of course, was one of tryouts for the WWE. Many names received their first championship reigns during that period. The Rock and Mick Foley, Triple H, Jericho, Edge, Sheamus, and The Miz last year, just to name a few. Considering all of this, how likely is it that Bryan will follow the tendency and get a short reign, but on the other hand, a great run in the WWE? P.S. Dads are wrestling Brooks of the week. Everybody wants to be the Brooks. They want it, Zach. They want it, Zach. Make it happen. Get off your herniated disc, out of your wheelchair, and make it happen. By the way, that was messed up. Zach got his ass whooped last night. Bryan's reign is going to last till Mania. Miz's lasted longer. No, it didn't. Yeah, it lasted till Extreme Rules. That's right. But yeah, all those guys were tryouts, like you said. Hunter and Rock and Foley and Jericho and Edge and Sheamus were all, you know, brief little snippets of a reign. Miz got longer. I hope Bryan lasts at least till Mania, if not past it, but, you know, time will tell. He has to get through the Chamber first. I haven't seen the Chamber announced for SmackDown. I know what the Raw Chamber match is going to be. I'll find that out tonight on Raw. They announced it at WWE.com through the Office of the Executive Vice President, Tyler H. They already announced it. So Punk's defending against 5 guys in the Chamber, Elimination Chamber. So check that out at WWE.com for the news there. Don't go into the news sites because they're all just bad. Anyway, hopefully Bryan gets a long run. The WWE Addict asks, which episode of Raw will be better, the 1000th episode or the 20th anniversary show? I think they'll both equally be, you know, WWE, you know, standard issue. They're going to be 3-hour episodes, and they're both going to have way too much crap loaded in a 3-hour episode, and it's going to seem overloaded and overdone. They've done it in the past with the Raw Anniversary 15. They did it with the Milestone episodes. They just overload stuff. It's too much. You know, pick the best stuff, pick some highlights, bring back some old guys, and just keep it simple, stupid. The KISS rule. Simple as that. Extreme Animal 23 wants to know my views on Maven, former 3-time hardcore champion. I liked Maven in the beginning. I did like his character. I did like the fact that he had won Tough Enough, and Maven definitely could have been a lot better. Could have been a lot better pushed. Could have been a lot more than he was, considering the contract he received. Same with Nydia. Same with most of the Tough Enough people. The Tough Enough person that the most in my mind, the winner, is John Morrison, and you know he's future Endeavor now. The Miz was runner-up, and look where he is, former WWE champion, former Superstar of the Year. It should have been, wasn't, but it should have been. Stuff like that. You know, Tough Enough produced a lot of good talent, but it also didn't lead to a whole lot of pushes that it should have led to. Jacob Beasley has another question. Do you think WWE will finally start to push new talent now that Dolph Ziggler has had his title match with the WWE fuck it up? He also says Casa D-18 for Broskis of the Week. It's right here. I swear to God he does. Dolph gained a match last night at the Royal Rumble, and hanging on and giving Punk a run for his money was definitely awesome. Having Sheamus win the Rumble is definitely a sign that the younger talent will get, you know, pushed. Will the trend continue? You know, Bryan's a world champion, Punk's WWE champion. We've got Dolph getting title matches. We've got the Elimination Chamber match. We've got Cody Rhodes as one of the best IC champions of recent memory. You know, we've got Jack Swagger. We've got all these guys that are getting legit pushes. What's that?
Colognes.
The Colognes as tag team champions. Thank you, Jay. you know, the push is there. The picture we had on our websites for a while, as far as all the current champions, you sub out Air Boom for the clones, it's still all a bunch of young guys, and Bea Phoenix is a young lady. You know, it can work, and it should work. I'm going to wrap it up there, save the rest of these questions for another day, because I've got some really good ones here, but I want to make sure I don't use them all, and, you know, just keep you guys wanting more, salivating a little bit more for more after the bell. For J.J. Williams, our cameraman, this is Jeff Meacham saying, we'll see you next time on After the Bell.